wants you there because at least you're not Andrew Tate. Like they seize his assets. They seize his financial banking.
He was saying things about women that he was saying that like, what did he say that specifically got them triggered? Because it was basically saying massage. Look, he plays. Part of it is like a character, and part of it he's a legit world champion kickboxer who's a hard man.
So I was telling these guys
who doesn't buy any pussy bullshit, and that's what's resonating with young people.
And he's also pro-Trump.
The worry is that he is going to. The kids are going to listen to him because he's big on TikTok. My 12-year-old and my 14-year-old asked me about Andrew Tate.
And
my 14-year-old
asked me.
I said he's a legit world champion kickboxer. I go, I like him a lot. Why do you like him? And I was asking him. And they said he says a lot of funny stuff on Twitter and TikTok. It's the TikTok thing because the TikTok algorithm. He did something where he started something where you like join his group and then you're supposed to like post stuff.
It's brilliant. That's how he gets followers, but also gives you a page.
He blew up.
Yes,
he blew up because
he's a brilliant man.
Yeah.
My thing is with the left who wants to cancel him and take him away, and they're like, we shouldn't look up to that. Okay, then who should we look up to?
Joe Biden.
Who do you want to fill in for that?
But also, it's not their job to just say, "Hey, this guy's a danger to young men." What are you talking about? Like a lot of times he was talking about how he says, "Become a high value person, man or woman, and don't fuck with people who are low quality."
He fucked up with the misogynist stuff.
Yes.
Because if he didn't do that, if he just did the pro male stuff,
he'd been all right.
And pro accountability and pro discipline stuff, and he has this post. He goes, the way I think in the morning, how I feel has no bearing on what I do. He goes, I do everything I'm supposed to do. He goes, I get up. He goes, if I don't feel good, I still work out.
Of course.
He goes, I still work. I still go. I do everything I'm supposed to do because that's how you get ahead in this life. If you just concentrate entirely on your feelings, you're never going to fucking get anywhere.
Correct.
And that's true, and that's a good lesson for people to learn. The problem is the other shit. There's a video of him. I don't know what the context of the video is. He's like
hitting that girl.
No, that was consensual. And by the way,
but what was it?
She came out and said they were both into this role playing shit. So both of them, she came out and she was like, "That's what we're into."
Out of context, though, like I'll be honest. Me and Bert Kreischer were doing a companion.
I didn't see it,
and it just came out. And me and Bert watched it. I was like, "Jesus Christ, what's he doing?" We didn't have context. I'm like, that ain't good, man. He's fucked. But then once you realize she comes out and she's like, no, hold on. That's what we're into. That we both agreed to that.
Yes.
Like, well, to each their own. If that's what you want to do.
Right.
I don't agree
why
with
is that bad? But there's all these videos that I've laughed my ass off at dudes ball gagged, like CEOs.
I've not seen that.
Tied behind their back, getting
their nuts
kicked.
their nuts kicked. Yeah, that's okay.
That's somehow or another okay.
Exactly.
But it's because the guy is the powerful one.
Correct.
And the guy has allowed the woman to do that to him.
Yep.
Whereas the woman just seems like she's getting beaten
She has no
up.
choice, yeah.
But she said she had a choice, apparently you're saying.
That's apparently what I'm hearing.
Yeah. She came out.
But he did a lot of good things. Then some of it was a lot, even for. But still, he should still have a voice.
Isn't that one of the things you do when you're trying to push the envelope? You fuck up and you say things you shouldn't have said.
Correct.
And this is the thing about like trying to be controversial and trying to get a lot of eyes on you.
Sometimes you go over too much.
Yeah.
And they took all the shit.
He's wild.
Would you ever have
kids.
Tate on your podcast?
It's a conversation, right?
Yeah.
Especially now.
You know who gave him, literally who brought him on the scene? I knew him from kickboxing and was aware of him for years, but really who put him on the scene is Tom Segura.
Really?
They don't give Tom enough credit. Not that he needs any more credit. He's fucking crushing it, but Tom really put him on the scene with our crew. Like Tom's the first one brought him on.
Tom, I had him on your mom's house a year ago.
I just thought he was funny. I thought some of the stuff he was saying on his TikTok stuff or whatever.
But the best is Christina P's there, and she's like, so if I'm a dumb bitch. Because you know how he talks, and she's like, okay, so I'm a dumb bitch. It's so funny, dude.
But he did get kind of canceled for just talking.
I think he's on Rumble now.
Yeah, he's okay.
They took him over to Rumble, but it severely limits the amount of stuff you can have out there. Is he banned from YouTube? I don't believe.
Yes.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yes.
YouTube too. Wow.
Yep. And they seized his assets. So
they seized his assets.
No, they didn't seize his assets.
They
canceled his. So if you listen to him on Tucker Carlson, his ability to his domain name and his ability to monetize and his ability to do transactions with certain platforms.
He had a whole school, like
gone.
the man school. They took it
so
all
I think
away.
I don't know if it was PayPal, but something like that. Whatever he was doing transactions,
they seized it.
He's no longer allowed to use those platforms.
And this should be scary for everybody, because my thing is,
scary.
and Now that on Finding a Kid or even on my other million shows I do, we talk about COVID or whatever, or Newsome or something like that. Once you're not playing that ball game, like they're suppressing everything, man.
Well, you don't get monetized, right?
They demonetize Finding a Kid all the. I have to deal with it all the time.
Yeah.
King and Sing all the time because we don't talk shit, man. But we're having fun. But if it's not part of the agenda, they're suppressing everything.
If you talk steroids, if you talk any of that stuff.
Anything. But my whole thing with that is there has to be another. There has to be somewhere else we can go where they're not going to do that. That gets as big as. No, they're not big enough.
Oh, you want like giant numbers?
Any big boys? Because that's how I sell my tickets on the road.
Well, see, with Rumble though, they're getting bigger people over there now, and as they get bigger and bigger people, they made a big play for me when all that shit was going down with
Really?
me. Yeah, they offered me $100 million to
And they went for
go over to Rumble, but Spotify never did anything. They stayed with me the entire time.
yeah. I love Spotify for that.
But
The way
they're-
they've treated you,
they're great.
I was a little dicey on Spotify, and then once you went over, how they've treated you, I'm like, I love Spotify.
They're great. They're great. And Daniel Ek, the CEO, had a great saying. He goes, "I'm not going to censor rappers either. I'm not going to censor some of the things they say."
How far should we go?
If you go back and if you just go back and listen to early NWA, it's wild shit.
Or Eminem for that matter.
Or
What are you talking about?
there's so many lyrics of so many songs, not just rap songs that are
It's
people
never
would find questionable,
Yeah.
or problematic, or they'd have an issue with.
I would go over there though, bring everything if they got big enough. I think because they offer Tim Dillon too, right?
I think they're doing something with Russell Brand, or they're trying to.
What is Rumble? Who started it?
I love Russell Brand.
I'm not exactly who started it. Not exactly sure. I know Dave Rubin's a part of it, but I don't know exactly who
we know
started
Dave's
it.
coming. He's coming
Yeah,
on
we know Dave.
podcast.
I'll talk to
Coming on-
Dave.
They're
coming up on
starting
Kid.
to do some stuff where they're getting bigger and bigger names, and if they do that and it becomes popular enough, and they can operate the way they're doing it right now with no censorship, it's a
Shit
very
can blow up
interesting.
so quick.
Yeah,
Like,